Welcome back to Geekshow Helpdesk.
Coming at you with a brand new PC, baby.
Oh,
Hopefully,
Is that why your microphone sounds bad?
two brand new
hopefully,
PCs.
trolling. Hopefully yours. Hopefully yours. You know, here's the thing: new computers for two of these panelists, but we're gonna sound
that's the
just
whole
the same.
show, isn't it?
Lando,
Oh, man.
me and you are gonna sound just the same and look better because we didn't have to pay for a new machine.
I feel better. I feel lighter.
Nah,
great.
paying is fun.
I'm talking about my machine in arcade. I'm going to do a full
Yep.
review.
No, I'm doing a full review.
No, I said mine.
What are you
Just
better?
not
What are
see
you
the
better?
notes.
No,
So-
you're reviewing the
Oh.
900X3D. I'm reviewing the 9800X3D.
I'm going to
Did
be
I-
playing
did I mistype
Balatro.
it?
Yeah, you did. So therefore, I'm reviewing.
Oh,
Well, I think I'm going to pull rank here, and I'm reviewing the 9800X3D this week on Geek Show Arcade. But this is Geek Show Helpdesk, where we talk about tech, gadgets, and science-related things that seem interesting.
Yes,
Let's
man.
kick off the show by introducing our panelists. We'll start with the founder of creativity, I guess, Jaron.
Yeah. It was the default thing for StreamYard, and I felt
Oh.
like it described me to the T.
So creative, he went with the default option.
Jaren's a big fan
Yeah.
of April Fool's Day, so he likes
Yeah.
to get a really big head start. Right, Jaren?
That wasn't very creative, Owen.
I
And as the
think
founder of creativity, I feel like I can say
Can
that.
Can we vote him
Okay.
off the island?
Anyway,
I
you
think-
can
I
find me
think Jaren
on
has me.
you can find me on Bluesky at Geronius. Talk more about it later this show. So
you go.
here we go. Yeah.
All right, he's better late than ever. He's Owen.
That's me. Hey, I am better late than ever. Like, you get a more focused me when I've got that stress of being late and letting you down. Anyway,
You never let
changed
me
my
down,
game.
buddy.
I changed my gamer tag on
We know.
Xbox, and nobody said anything.
What
I
did you
mean,
want us
Scott-
to say?
No, not you guys. I don't care
Oh,
about you guys.
okay. Yeah,
Saying
I don't care
random
about us
strangers.
either.
Yeah, I mean, I know how I feel about you guys. I need random strangers to validate me. I need somebody in a game to be like,
That's
hey, I get that reference.
You sound like my loved ones.
that's what social media is for, man.
I can't.
I need
Okay,
random
well,
strangers to validate me.
That's what I want, just a little. Anyway, in a niche game on a niche platform, isn't there one stranger out there? Actually, I did get one friend request.
There sure isn't. Moving along, it's Lando.
Hey, it's me. It's Lando, everyone's favorite host. I'm the one that provides the
That
windy
is funny
commentary.
too. That's really funny.
As the founder of creativity, you can
I-
get behind that.
Yeah,
You approve?
Oh,
it's funny. Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah, so that's
Creative
me.
or
I'm Lando.
painful?
Guess what? 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 We
Chicken
have a
butt.
host. His name's Tony.
That's me. Check me out on Twitter at QuaTTony. I'm there riding the ship down to the bottom of the ocean.
You're not moving over to Blue Sky yet?
I might reactivate my Blue Sky account too. I
You
got one.
closed it down?
No, but I mean I haven't opened it. By
Oh.
reactivate, I mean get into
gonna
it.
open mine right
I guess that's
now.
a wrong choice of words. But
How
anyway,
you-
check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony or on any other Geek Show podcast. I'm usually there on whatever one we're doing because I can't get enough of hearing my own voice, apparently. So let's continue that and see if we have any emails. Do
Jaren?
we? Jaron? Have any emails?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
the
you're
pause will kill
asking
me.
me?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Oh
That
my
wasn't
gosh.
a question. Oh,
That was
my
a
gosh.
Judas
Jared-
Priest.
That's the
Dude,
worst. Yes, we
Jared
have
paused.
emails.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was one of the Jaroniest of Jaron pauses we've had. In
It
quite a long
was
time.
not a direct question. I only react to direct questions.
You are the person that handles emails, so
the
it
lawyers
was-
have taught me well. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Pshaw.
I was deposed once, and that is what I learned, and I've taken that to heart.
Judas Priest. Oh,
We
you got it at that time.
got an
That was for
email
Jaron.
from Eric Bingham.
Hello,
Subject
Eric.
line: PB and J.
Yay.
10 of PB, 5 of jelly.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's a 3D printing project. Is there a file associated with that?
Yeah, there's 2 STL files. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Well, there you go. Hey, we got your
Nerd.
email.
Nerd.
I'll check it out. Anything
Uh,
else?
Nope, that's all Eric said.
Oh, I mean
thanks,
emails
Eric.
in general.
Oh yeah, we got plenty. We got a buttload.
Oh, okay.
A veritable buttload.
Hey, ho. How many? How many is a buttload? I must answer this. I must know this answer right now.
5.
That is a
Okay, cool.
buttload.
But one of them is technically arcade, so I'm going to save that for arcade.
Good move.
So it's not a buttload. It's almost a buttload.
It's a veritable buttload.
A boatload. Let's a boatload.
Butts loads.
Loads.
I like that. Damon wrote us. He says, "Dear Helpdesk, I just moved to Salem, Utah, and signed up for their fiber internet.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
I took the cheapskate route and only signed up for 250 megabits per second and bought the first cheap router I found on Newegg.
How's
Problem
that
is
going?
that router will only give me 100 megabits per second.
That's
That
the
must be a
problem.
crazy cheap router.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, like bargain bin
Like
in the same
Time-
bin as
time-
Kobe CD players.
yeah, like
Oh,
time travel.
Yeah.
You can it's actually
I didn't even know you could.
it's
buy
actually
100
impressive.
meg.
Yeah.
Neither did
It's
I.
actually impressive that you can find something that slow.
Now that I know what to look for, 10, 100, 1000, right?
Yep.
Where's the best place to look with Black Friday coming up? Damon. Slick
Oh.
deals.
Yeah,
Amazon.
just get on Slick Deals.
yeah.
Set yourself create an account. It's free. Set yourself an alert for Wi-Fi routers, and it will ping you in an email every time a Wi-Fi router gets posted on.
That's
Slick
a
Deals,
good
and you can
question.
Check it out.
That's a good suggestion. What alerts are you setting for Black Friday?
Hey, we're still doing this email,
oh,
Owen.
sorry,
Stay
go
on
ahead.
track.
Sorry.
No squirrels.
Wi-Fi 5 would actually give you better speeds than 100 megabits per second, but that's pretty old at this point. So probably Wi-Fi 6. I mean, Wi-Fi 7 is out
Dude, don't-
already, and we're
Well-
talking about Wi-Fi 8 on this episode.
Don't
Yep,
don't
I would
chintz, don't
say-
chintz on your Wi-Fi. Go
Yeah,
six
it's worth
six
it.
or higher.
6, yes.
I would say 6 or 6E.
Yeah.
60.
So yeah,
Yep. Probably be spending under $100
I'm sure you can get
for a decent
something
one.
at Black Friday for around $100 or something pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, Owen, what did you want to say?
I don't remember.
All right, moving on. Chris writes, does the panel have experience with dash cams? Are there companies or models you would recommend? Would I need to subscribe to anything? Thanks, Chris.
Well, the answer to that question, nope.
Yeah, my dash cam was built into the car.
I've had a dash cam sitting on my desk to install in my car from 2 cars ago, and I've never gotten around to doing it.
You got it. They've got to have a subscription service for storage though, right? Like if you don't
No,
have
man.
a Tesla.
You just put a micro SD card in it and say
Yeah.
right over it after 30 days.
Yeah.
And then a lot
Good
of them,
point.
I did go down a rabbit hole about a year ago looking for a new one. There's a lot of them that have apps and stuff that will let you view the data or view the video on your phone and all that kind of jazz. So
Yeah. So I would just do a simple Google search. Car and Driver recommends the Vantrue N4, VANTRUE, or the Cobra SC 400D. There's a billion of them out there.
yeah, there's so many kinds of
Garmin
brands.
Mini 2.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they range from anywhere from like $30 to $350.
Yeah,
they
and
can get spicy.
you don't need anything crazy either.
Nah.
So
But a dash cam is an excellent idea, and one of these days I need to do it because it can be a lifesaver if you get in an accident and you have to prove that it wasn't your fault.
got an email from Jason Grass, who is creative direction plus strategic design. And as founder of creativity, I relate to that quite a bit.
Yeah, I bet you do. That sounds
Obviously.
right.
That's in his signature. So, Jason, I feel connected to you. He says, thanks for reading my full email on the last episode, guys, and for the suggestions.
Yep.
You're welcome.
This something about an Apple Watch and getting rid of an Xbox One.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
I think I was out. I ended up taking the laptop and Xbox to Best Buy and trading for store credit, which I then used towards the purchase of an Apple Watch SE Series 10.
There you go.
Look how my email was a nice segue into your space news, or at least I choose to think it that way.
I would. It's probably true.
Ta-da!
Okay, that's it.
All
We
right.
blew through those.
Look at
Wow.
that. Thanks
That
for
was
writing
crazy.
in. If anyone
Yeah.
if you ever want to write in, just drop us a line at geekshowhelpdesk@gmail.com. Simple as that.
Geekshowhelpdesk@gmail.com.
That's right. Okay, we have stories. Boy, do we ever. Let's kick it off. You know what? We talked about Wi-Fi earlier. Let's talk about Wi-Fi 8, the new latest and greatest that is coming to a router near you in 2028. It's a ways off.
2028. Is that what the 8 stands for?
Yeah, it must be. Let me make sure I got that year right, because it's been a couple of days since I read this email, and I just remember thinking that's a long ways off still. Yeah, 2028. I was right. All right. So that being
Yeah.
said, we're getting this information from a white paper that MediaTek put out, and it's so these aren't completely locked in, but this is basically what MediaTek has privy to information on what Wi-Fi 8 will be all about. And the main takeaway about Wi-Fi 8 is that it's not going for speedier connection speeds, it's going for more reliable connection speeds.
Ooh, I like
Range.
Which
that.
I think is a,
Range.
yeah, I think
Range,
is a
right?
good way to do it.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, Wi-Fi at this point, Wi-Fi 7 is stupid fast.
Yeah, plenty fast.
Yeah,
But short
so-
range, right? Because like you
well,
have to, when
that
you're looking at
that range
spectrum.
that range isn't gonna change, Owen, unfortunately, because 6 gigahertz spectrum is the 6 gigahertz spectrum, and you
That's
can't
what I'm
cheat
saying.
physics.
Right.
So
Right. Yes, it's just
this isn't going to be
sine
more
wave.
about range as much as it is about just connection strength when you're within range and connection reliability. So
Yeah. 'Cause
it's gonna put what do we got here? Additional levels in the modulation coding scheme lookup table.
What does that mean, Tony?
This allows devices to make smoother transitions in connection quality as they move through different areas from device to
when
device.
you've got mesh
Things
yeah.
like that. Yep. So that's kind of more what this is aiming for, is your mesh systems and making your connections stay good as you move from device to device.
Dope.
Yeah. So it looks pretty rad, but it's not going to be out for another
So a
3+
software
years.
enhancement.
I'm sure
Handle
there's more than a bit of software involved with it, but I'll bet there's
Hmm.
hardware too.
Yeah, because you hit that ceiling where you can't
Mm-hmm.
you can't change the physics with the wireless.
6 gigahertz and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So anyway, there you go. That's something to look forward to. But for the next 3 years, Wi-Fi 7 is king. And as a Wi-Fi 7 user, which one of these days I should review my new network setup.
Do you have to
Well,
reboot it every day?
Are you getting over 800 megs per second?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on Wi-Fi.
On Wi-Fi?
Can you,
Oh yeah.
You would have told me that 5 or 6 years ago. I would have told you you're up in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just to tease the eventual review of my Ubiquity system that I
Ooh,
installed.
yeah, that's right.
Um,
Do you love it? You love
I
it.
love it so
Oh my
much.
gosh. I love
Sitting in the
Jealous.
same room as one of the APs, you have to be for Wi-Fi 6 to be any good. But sitting in the same room as one of my APs, my phone pulls everything my ISP will give to me,
That's
which is
awesome.
between 750 and 800 down and 800 to 900 upload
So
over
good.
Wi-Fi.
over Wi-Fi.
Wow.
That's so cool.
We sound
That's-
so old, being like, need to travel back in time and tell myself that.
Tech Jaren thinks that's amazing, but realistic Jaren wonders, what would you ever download on your phone that needs those kind of speeds?
Well, it's not
You
just the phone
don't.
though. My gaming laptop has a Wi-Fi 6E module, so my connection to Steam and everything is boom, boom, boom. You know.
That's more valid.
Same with the Ally X that has Wi-Fi
Yeah,
6E, so that
Wi-Fi
has 6
6E.
gigahertz. I don't think the Steam Deck OLED does though, but that has a good Wi-Fi 6 chip last time I checked, just not 6E. But anyway, yeah, one of these days, probably next week or the week after, I'm gonna do a full review on this Ubiquity setup that I spent too much money on, but I regret nothing. And
Feels
Right,
like you
nothing.
just reviewed it.
No,
that was the short version. Yeah.
that was just a tiny piece of it.
Just a little piece. All right, let's talk about. Jaron, you have an article here about MEMS drivers. You know me, I love good earbud talk.
I do. MEMS drivers. Huh?
I love good earbud talk.
I do.
I do.
Did we just marry each other?
Maybe.
I'm not sure what's happening here.
Oh,
What's
no.
happening?
You
I
know
hate it
what?
here.
Hang
We're
on.
cousins. We can't do that.
This is the bad place, isn't it?
Lannisters
Well,
for
if
life,
this was
baby.
Tennessee, we might get away with it.
Oh,
Whoa.
you just alienated our 5 listeners from Tennessee.
A whole state, Tony.
Just kidding, Tennessee. We love you.
Do you, Tony? Do you?
Yeah, we love you so much we might just move there.
Jaron,
Anyway,
making it worse.
MEMS drivers.
MEMS.
This
MEMS are different.
Oh my gosh. What is
What?
happening?
what?
Continue.
MEMS drivers.
I feel like you did it again, just in a different way. Don't.
How do you molehill over those meatballs,
You know,
Darren?
Anyway, these are audio. These are basically speakers, built in a different way. Rather than
Solid state speakers,
a magnet and a cone of paper or
graphite
or what have you, this is solid state components. So it's basically a computer chip that is producing sound. And I have no idea how this can work conceptually. It makes no sense, but it's freaking awesome and futuristic. So I love it. Anyway, these types of drivers, they first came out this year in actual shipping products, and Tony owns earbuds with these.
I do.
Doesn't say this sounds familiar.
The Creative Arvana, I think they are, Ace 2 Pros has them. You can get them for full price is $150, but I regularly see them on sale for like $120. And let me tell you, they sound phenomenal.
Really?
They are probably the best sounding set of earbuds I have. It's either a toss up between those or the Neura True Pros that I have, and those also sound phenomenal. But yeah, it's fantastic tech.
Yeah, and from what I remember, it's hard to scale up. Correct? It's meant for like kind of smaller sound production.
Yep.
So what's interesting about their new tech? It's they call it Sycamore, a Sycamore micro driver. It's not supposed to come out until 2026, but they're saying that this new driver is the first full range all silicon near field micro speaker that offers full range audio for open air devices.
Wow. So the fact that it's full range is really interesting because the earbuds that have MEMS right now, MEMS drivers, the MEMS driver only covers the highs and some of the mids. You can't. There's no low end. So these earbuds have a separate driver just for the bass and the low end.
It's not only full range, but it's also open air, which means it's producing more sound.
Neat.
Yes. So it's a 1 millimeter thin chip, which means they can put it in all sorts of new devices that could not house a speaker before. So the example they give here are like smart glasses, putting the speaker in the armband of the glasses near your ear, keeping the band thin and not bulky, and it's
That's
a cool concept.
rad.
Yeah, so putting speakers where they really couldn't before. They weigh 70% less than a conventional dynamic driver, and obviously much thinner. So very, very cool stuff. Not coming out for a while, but
maybe we'll be able to see some at CES.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah. They say that this new driver can match the mid-bass performance of the current drivers while pushing up to 11 decibels more of sub bass.
Yeah.
Hey,
and the
now you're speaking
manufacturing
my language.
is built on that same XMEMS, like the same system, so it's already like set to go. They don't have to build a new manufacturing system. So they'll have them out soon.
Yep.
Nice.
So samples are going out in Q1 of 2025, and then it'll take time for companies to actually put it in products, which will be 2026.
All right.
Thanks, Jaron.
I like that.
Let's talk about some other computer chips. Generic brand AI. Western families making AI
Western
chips.
family. We're going off brand. So
Oh.
this is the generic. So right now, if you're in the AI world, you're using an NVIDIA chip, right? Like for the most part.
For the most part, yeah.
Well, Amazon is trying to. They're going for it. They're taking a swing, and I don't think they're going to even compete directly with NVIDIA on this. They're trying to be the generic. They're trying to be the Western family. They're for people that like, hey, I want an AI chatbot, but I don't need this AI chatbot to have a doctorate in physics, right?
Doesn't
like,
need a soul.
This guy's just helping us order from McDonald's, right? Like, it doesn't need to be that high. So, I'm trying to find the year. In 2015, Amazon bought Annapurna Labs, which, by the way, it took me a minute I had to go verify that this wasn't linked to Annapurna Studios.
Annapurna
remember?
Interactive, and yeah,
It's not. They're
it's
not
a separate
linked.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, they're not linked, and they are they're using they're trying to get their own chips into place, and they're trying to get them out with the availability of Trainium 2, which is part of a line of AI chips aimed at training the largest models. So it's also a stepping stone for larger models, right? Like do all the kind of the grunt work down here and then pass up stuff. Anyway, Trainium 2 is already being tested by Anthropic, which is an OpenAI competitor. And Amazon, of course, is investing in them. They've backed Anthropic with $4 billion so far. So they're trying to get there. They're trying to. I don't understand this as much. We want to be absolutely the best place to run NVIDIA. So they're like, we don't want to compete against ourselves.
That's AWS.
Right?
They're talking about AWS. They still want to be the best place for the NVIDIA option, but
at
they
the same time,
other
we want
cheaper option as well.
Yeah, this is like a mid-tier, right? Like, it kind of makes sense to be in a, NVIDIA is the Cadillac of. Is Cadillac still a thing? I know that's dating me, but they're the top end of
Bart.
Yeah.
Wait, you think Cadillac's the top?
Exactly. Jaron, you didn't have to do that. I think I explained that.
Clearly, Owen, the answer is Buick. Buick is the
Yes.
Buick. Ah,
The Volvo.
Parts,
Come on
the
now,
Volvo.
Tony.
Anyway, so yeah, they're gonna do this, and they're gonna cut in, and they're gonna take advantage of, a 40%. Like they're thinking they'll be like, you'll save 40% of your choice here. It'll be cheaper. You're not getting the top end, but do you need that? Especially if you're just running like a small experiment, or if you're just a proof of concept, like you don't need to pay for NVIDIA level performance.
Nice.
And so that's what they're gonna do. So they're swinging into the chip manufacturing to start making their own chips. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, see if I'm sure they'll make boatloads of money.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how Amazon does it. Their AWS is just incredibly profitable all the time.
I mean, it floats everything else they do.
For sure. Okay, we didn't get to this story last week, but I am very interested in it. Booting a computer from a floppy, you can still do that?
This is freaking sweet. So I don't know what this is. A couple weeks old now. I ran across this story somewhere, but I perked my interest because like I don't know what it is, but like booting to an OS is always one of those things that's kind of fascinating to me. Like the idea of having an OS in your pocket is kind of cool, right? So with Linux, this has been possible for a long. I mean, a lot of different OSs actually. It's impossible, right? You carry it around in your pocket. You have a boot drive you can boot up to and do whatever you need to. But this one is targeted at really old devices. So it's called Colibri. Colibri? Oh, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
I think it's Colibri. I think you're
Colibri
right.
OS. It's a remarkably lightweight operating system and can run on an ancient PC. So the minimum specs required for this are an i586 compatible CPU.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So Pentium.
Basically a Pentium.
Yeah.
With 8 megabytes of RAM
Ooh.
and a VESA compatible video card. That's it.
Jeez.
That's all you need for a modern OS.
It's small enough to fit on a 1.4 inch floppy.
Megabyte, you mean?
Yeah.
1.4 megabyte?
Yeah.
Wow.
The
Floppy
whole
disk.
the whole OS being smaller than 1.4 megabytes enough to fit on what single floppy is.
I mean,
incredibly
that's how OSs used to be, but it
is.
still blows my mind.
No, not like this. This is way more slimmed down than old OSs. So to put
But
this
you
in some
remember-
context,
Yeah, you had like
when you
4
boot
or
off a
5
floppy
disks.
disk, it takes a few minutes. If you boot off a CD-ROM, it takes about 5 seconds. And the way they were able to do this is they wrote the whole thing from scratch in assembly code. So there's no compatibility layer. There's no C#, none of that nonsense, or
It's
C++
straight
or
at
whatever.
Is it
It's
just a
straight-
command line, or is there a
No,
GUI?
there's a
Assembly.
full UI. It comes built
Oh,
in with
really?
Doom and
Okay.
It's got a
Wolfenstein.
GUI and everything?
I
In
take
assembly.
got a
take
dock.
back
It
my
gets-
previous comment then. Wow, that's
It's
amazing.
modern. It's a modern OS for old devices.
but written
Has
in
a web
assembly.
browser and drivers for old networking cards. Like, it's
thought
pretty
assembly,
sweet.
I thought
This is way
assembly is right above binary, right? Like it goes binary to assembly.
Yeah, assembly is machine code. Yep.
Yeah.
How? My question is, where are you going to find computers that are this old that you'd be able to use this on?
I don't know.
The
Maybe this
Goodwill,
helps
DI?
resurrect.
I
Maybe this
guess,
helps
yeah.
resurrect old devices that have been.
Privilege
100%.
much, Tony?
Yeah, the video
You
of this
show
thing
me
is
someone, anyone of any economic
This is- wait till-
position
go to-
that has a computer this old.
Wait
I'll
till you
wait.
go to like
I'll
an
get back
episode
to
of
you.
Hoarder, like a back
Some
to you.
Hoarder.
Wait till you go to watch an episode of Hoarders, and they're like, "I just liked these computers," and you find some hidden
Well, that's the only
Hidden
place I
gem.
can think of. Would
That's
be
the Owen
someone-
episode.
Yeah.
Someone got
So
him.
also included with the OS when you download it, it comes included with a bunch of games such as Wolfenstein, Doom, and Quake in their shareware form, which is pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
shareware,
As they
baby.
should be.
A bunch of other useful apps. There's a web browser, lightweight web browser, text editors, IRC clients, emulators, including DOSBox, which is a big deal.
Yep.
So
Command
yeah,
line,
it comes
baby.
with a bunch of Git utilities built in and like programming utilities. Like this, could
Surely
be
all of that
a
could not
functional
fit.
workstation.
Surely all that could not fit over on just 1 megabyte.
Yeah, it's
The
I like
games as well.
Yeah, I feel
that's
like maybe it
impossible.
goes out. I feel like maybe it goes out after it's installed and pulls those down from a repository.
No, because you have to like configure
'cause
the
it
drivers.
runs- Yeah, but like Linux in general, when you run it from a boot drive, you run it to it boots and then it loads into memory. So you know,
Okay,
it
hang
has
on.
more
This is
room
where
to
you
s-
this is
to
where you
play.
got confused, Lando. The running from a floppy disk limits the included software. The CD
Oh, yeah.
version
You're right.
packs Wolfenstein,
I knew that.
Doom,
That makes
Forgot.
more
Quake
sense.
in shareware
Right.
form.
So it's which is
etc.
also will also be considered the USB bootable because it runs off the same technology of virtual
Yeah.
ISO.
Sure. Anyway, it was just
That's
neat.
wild.
The YouTube video is cool. If you have time, go watch the YouTube video. The guy goes through it. He has a bunch of old machines. He like keeps around for content and stuff that he loads it onto. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Interesting side note: did you know that at the height of Doom's popularity, after it came out, that it was installed on more computers than Windows
That's crazy.
because you could run it off DOS,
Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
so it was on
that's nuts.
more machines than Windows.
Can you imagine that? Do you
at
remember
the
that
time.
people running DOS and not Windows? Like
That was
what?
me growing up. We had
386,
DOS
baby.
without Windows.
Wow.
Yep, 386. We ran DOS, man.
Yeah,
We didn't.
those
We
games
had
up-
an 8088. We didn't even have a 386.
You had to boot those games up from command line, right? Like
Yeah.
Commodore 64 was right before that ish.
So there was the version of DOS we had a shell, a DOS shell, and so
Yeah.
it made navigating the menus with the arrow keys very easy with
Right.
subfolders and things like that.
Flappy
But
Bird.
Ours had a very, very ancient, weird GUI. Like I don't even know who made it, but like the aspect ratio was all wonky. It wasn't correct, and it was bizarre. It was cool.
good times back in ye olden days. All right, let's talk about things that don't make sense. And that would be Spotify and their attempt that actually has been ongoing
It's
to allow or give audio streaming book access.
so
Now,
bad.
yeah, okay. So
So
I only
bad.
found out about this because Amazon is now going to have
Yeah.
a feature out like this for their Amazon Music Unlimited subscribers. But Amazon's is so much better, makes so much more sense than Spotify's. Okay, so
Right.
here's Amazon's thing that they're rolling out. If you're an Amazon Music Unlimited subscriber, you can check out one book a month to listen to one audiobook a month. And there's no
So same as
limit
their
on-
Audible subscription.
Exactly, except you don't get to keep it, right? It's a borrow basically, like a library does.
Most
with
of the time,
digital
that's what I want
books.
anyway.
An
Yeah, I
expiration,
don't listen to books twice usually, so but yeah, so you can check out one a month, and after the month is up, you can either keep going. If you haven't finished it, you can renew it for another month or get a new book. No limits on how much. If you pick a really long book, if you pick Atlas Shrugged, then you can listen to all of Atlas Shrugged in 1 month. Here's what they're competing with from Spotify, and I had no idea that Spotify was even doing this, but Spotify started offering this last year. For premium subscribers, you get 15 hours of audiobook listening per month.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Not like
Not-
access to a
not
book until you
books.
finish it.
Right. No.
No, 15
and-
hours.
It gets dumber, Tony.
Yep.
If you're on a
And
family plan like me, it's even worse.
So is it worse than how you get more? The option is you can add $11 or 11 hours for $11.
I don't know. On the family
$1
plan,
an hour?
only the leader of the family has access to that feature. So for me and my wife, I'm the owner of the account.
Yeah.
I have access to the feature, but she can't use it, and neither can my son.
Oh my god.
Only me.
They
That's
Wow.
even worse.
only
It's so
only
stupid.
you can add more minutes for $1 a minute or $1 an hour.
No, no.
He's saying
The-
he's the
the-
only
the-
one that has access to even check out the book.
Or even listen to
You
audiobooks.
can't- the family can't even do it
Nope.
for what they charge for family,
Yep.
and they just upped their price.
Yeah, it's $20 a month now.
Yeah. What a
yeah,
crock.
I don't know what Spotify was thinking when they came up with this just bizarre.
This isn't their only
thing.
foray that they're doing. Didn't I just read somewhere that they're getting into video too or something? I have to find that.
So is Amazon Music built into Prime or not? It's built.
No, it's not. It's different. There's a base level tier you can get with Amazon Prime. It doesn't include it.
It has a much more limited selection of
Yeah.
songs, things
Yep.
like that.
But I'd like to thank Amazon for sending out emails on this feature because I found out that I'm subscribed to Amazon Music Unlimited for some reason,
Oops.
and I put that to an end quite swiftly.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yes.
See ya. So yeah, I just thought that was from Amazon as an added perk to something you're already paying
there an
for.
app for this?
I think that's pretty good.
The
you
the
know,
one
Yeah,
thing,
so-
I as much as that sucks for Spotify, the Spotify app is really where the reason why I stick with Spotify.
Yeah,
well,
right.
that's the thing.
That's what I'm like.
you don't
Spotify,
subscribe-
stay in your lane, buddy.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't subscribe to Spotify to listen to audiobooks. That's
No.
the
No.
bottom line. You know,
No.
But they're increasing their prices
So
with
yeah,
these other features that people don't care about.
exactly. It's the
Isn't that
same thing
great? Don't
Netflix
you love
was doing,
that?
where they're like, "Well, we got this gaming service now, so obviously we got to
So we
charge
can
more."
Charge more.
It's like I didn't want
Yeah.
that. And well, this is a story on creativeblog.com. I don't know, but Spotify is releasing a new beta feature for music videos, so they're getting into video content too, and they're now it's called Now Playing. So it's luring podcasters into making video content while providing ad-free subscriptions to paying fans. It's like they're getting into Patreon for ad-free stuff, like OnlyFans. I don't know. Podcast like
Why'd you go straight to OnlyFans?
That's what I was wondering.
you know, it's just
OnlyFans.
it's the business model.
Oh.
The business
Okay.
model, not
Right.
the
How would you know
content.
about the business model of OnlyFans, Owen?
Because it's fairly straightforward.
Would you like an extra shovel?
I don't have. No, I'm good. I only got 2 hands.
Wait, I've never heard of
I
this
guess I can-
OnlyFans thing. What is it, Owen?
Have you ever? You want to check out my page, Daddy Long Legs?
That's so good.
Is it Daddy Long Legs or Daddy's Long Legs?
You know what? That's a good
Googling it
question,
right
Tony.
now.
Don't Google
Not
it.
on my work device.
All right. Well, there you go. Let's talk about. I think we got time for one more story apiece, and so
Oh, come on.
plus a
Lightning round, Jaron.
No, one more story plus a lightning round. So
All right.
technically
Oh.
2 more
Okay, all
stories.
right.
Quiet Lando.
We don't have time for that nonsense.
You can
Yeah,
give me
we
one of
do.
your stories, Lando, if you don't want to.
I only have one more.
No, I mean, I
All
have
right.
more than you. Never mind.
Lando, what story do you want to talk about?
So this is
The
pretty cool. Like
the
this
only
came
one you
across
have
my
left, I
science. This goes in the science category. How old do you think the oldest living organism in the world is?
3,000 years.
years old.
You're
No,
wrong.
80,000.
80,000
Sorry.
80,000. Tony read the thing.
It's in the link.
You cheated, and I hate it.
Hey, guess where it is?
Next story.
Guess where it is?
Utah.
It's in Utah.
Is it Pando?
It's
Is it
Pando
Pando?
in Sevier
Yeah.
County, Utah.
I just tried to go down there, but they were closed for the season. and our
So
camping trips
it's
got
a
canceled.
collection of it's an
Giant-
alpine trees.
It's aspen.
No, it's
right?
not
Aspen
an
trees,
alpine, it's
sorry, aspen trees.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
giant
Aspen.
grove of aspen trees, but it's one
It's
organism.
one organism, and it's the oldest
Wild.
living organism in the world. 80,000 years. That's crazy old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it's struggling.
Well, everything that grows in the world is struggling right now.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
Oh.
be honest
Okay,
here.
keep moving. This
Except-
turned into a sad story. Don't like
except
it
for
anymore.
maybe algae in lakes. They're blooming.
That's
Things are
blooming.
blooming.
Good one.
So, well, there you go. That's kind of neat. All
Gee,
right.
that's neat.
Hey,
You know it's neat because the
you
way
know
it
it's
is.
neat because of the way it is.
He's talking about aspen trees.
Yeah, so it
Yeah,
says
it was.
Pando's in decline due to
Whoa.
browsing and ungulates, including deer, and attacks from bark beetles and disease.
Yep.
yo,
Foresters are
hate
working to
bark
encourage
beetle.
Pando
Yeah.
to sprout new trees, lest
Please,
this ancient
Pando.
living thing
Are they just
marvel
like, "Hey, bud"?
and go the way of the dodo.
Hey, bud, sprout.
We're
are they
encouraging you right now.
I'm
Please sprout.
encouraging you.
I'm sure that's how it works, Owen.
Positivity.
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 They probably play music off Spotify too.
All right, Owen, what do you want to talk about?
You want to go here? Okay. Let's do
Dealer's choice. Take longer, please.
Hey. Let's talk
Skip!
about India.
Go, Jaron.
Let's do
Give
let's
him
do
the
India's
noise.
All right.
noise.
program.
Blue Sky
I
is
just going to keep talking.
Are you serious right
so
now?
that I can
Tony?
have my turn.
Tony,
India
do your
plans
job!
to do a moon base that orbit. Yay!
I
Lando
muted
got-
those guys.
Oh, good. I was trying so hard not to
You
waste
can't
everybody's
mute me.
time. So
They muted.
India,
It's fine.
Did you
I don't
guys
need to
know
talk.
India had a space
I'm here,
program?
but no one cares.
We're I unmuted you, you
Oh.
crackhead.
I didn't know I was
Shut up.
unmuted. That's even better.
So the last thing I
Good thing
remember
I wasn't
about
saying bad
India's
words.
the last thing I remember about India's space program is they crashed on the moon, but they're planning to build a space station that orbits the moon. They're going all in on space travel, these guys in India, and I respectfully would request that before they do that, they need to figure out their power and network cabling in their cities that
would
looks
be
like
good. Yeah.
that looks like a rat's nest hanging
fix-
from poles. Like
Fix their own infrastructure before they try to do moon
Right. I
infrastructure.
mean, they're like, are they just running up there? They're just like, you know what? We really got to start over somewhere. And
The moon
the
looks
moon
good.
seems like a good place to go.
no.
They have a plan. So they have a plan to go to a moon orbiting space station by 2040 as part of its ambitious roadmap to establish long-term presence beyond Earth orbit.
2040 plus or minus 30 years.
Yeah, I have no.
I'll bet they make safer stuff than Boeing.
Yeah, and they right. Who knows though? But they and then they want to have a permanent base on the moon before 2050.
Cool.
I don't know how. So the past few months the astronauts have been stuck in space. Are they back
Yeah.
yet? I don't know. If
No, they're not
back
back yet.
They're not coming back till like February. I
yeah.
think. They have months to go.
yet. They're not doing good. By the way, we still haven't still haven't solved bone density issues.
Is
and
Owen
rate-
still this is a
It
different
wasn't
story.
it wasn't a lightning round, Jared. So I have the microphone right now, so you listen to every word I have to say.
This guy a microphone?
Thank you very much. You got to talk about your stuff, my guy. Anyway, I'm just trying to say, I don't know how they're planning to do this by 2040.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
No, once you listen, then you could. You'd learn a lot.
I've lost the plot so hard.
I know.
That's not that weird.
He's
Jared
agreeing with
Lando.
us.
Hey, Jared, wait for your story, Jared. You should have done this after your story, you jackwagon.
What's a jackwagon?
Where you're
We'll tell
looking
you
at
when
him.
you're older.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't
All
know.
right.
They've
There you
got a
go.
space program and they're going to do it, I
Okay.
guess.
I wait to see. I hope it works. I'm excited for anything space program related from any country, basically. Jaren, what do you want to talk about?
Blue Sky, it is having a moment. Ever since the election, wonder why that. It has exploded in growth. It's getting about 1 million users per day this last week.
Wow.
Wait, do you really wonder?
No,
think
I
he's being
don't.
sarcastic, Lando.
No, yes, yes. They're up to 20 million users. So at this point, if all you want is like following tech people and game people,
Well, that's
You're-
me.
huh?
That's me.
Yeah,
That's what I
Anyway,
want.
I have found everyone I wanted to follow on Blue Sky that used to be on Twitter. So if you're like into tech and gaming, I think Blue Sky would be a good fit. If you're in it for like brands and like larger news outlets, it probably is not there yet.
That's
There-
also me, though.
Yeah. I mean, there are news outlets on there now. Guardian has left Twitter formally. The Verge is on
Yep.
Blue Sky now. Actually, I don't know if Guardian joined Blue Sky, but they did leave Twitter. So it's the pool is warm, guys. Jump on in.
How long are they going to be able to go without bombarding the place with ads? Because there's no ads right now, right?
No, there's no ads. It's
Yeah,
so nice.
Amazing.
They're
The-
it's all just venture capital money at this point, I guess.
Yeah.
And that'll run out soon, and they'll have to
But
start
they
filling it with ads.
they have promised not to sell your data to AI, and they are strictly a non-algorithmic feed, which is what
Oh,
Twitter
that's
used
kinda
to be.
cool.
So you can make it exactly what you want it to be without
Yeah, but I
any
need
of
the
the
help.
crap.
Yeah, but I need that help.
Me too.
I don't want to have to go find all the stuff and specifically curate. I want
Well, Blue
I
Sky
want
has
I want their just like Spotify has their release radar. I don't want to go find the stuff. I want to show some things I like and then have it be like, here you go.
Blue
Here's more of
Sky
that.
has a really cool feature called lists, and any user can create a list So like The Verge has here's who you should follow in tech.
Yeah, I don't.
And
want
you
some
can-
How do I
loser-
find those?
I don't want some loser influencer to tell me who to like. I want
It's
an
just on
algorithm
their
that's
it's on their
non-biased.
profile.
He wants a
I want
loser
unbiased-
algorithm to tell him what
I
he
want
likes.
an unbiased, non-human.
There was a Digital
do it.
Foundry list, so super easy to find everyone from Digital Foundry.
Right, and that makes
so-
everybody
Where's
like,
their
oh,
li-
now I got to
where's
kowtow
their-
to Digital Foundry so I can make it on their list.
You
Oh, and
should
this
kowtow
is
to
my
Digital
story.
Foundry.
Hey,
Digital Foundry's
Land,
awesome.
Jaron, you shut your mouth because
No,
I'm
they
going to
don't
say
have- The
whatever
Verge
I
has no
want during your
lists.
story.
What?
I'm looking at it right now. You're wrong, Jaron. You're wrong. It
What?
says you have no lists.
No,
on The
you have
Verge.
to go to another user. To
I'm on the
look at
Verge.
their
I'm on
list.
the Verge's web, and it says post, replies, media, starter packs, and lists, and it says there's no lists.
Starter pack.
A
That's what it
starter
is.
pack, I
Starter
think,
pack.
is what he was talking about.
Yep.
The
Sorry.
Verge
It's a starter
staff.
pack now.
Yeah, so you were wrong.
And
It's okay.
The Onion bought Infowars.
Yeah, this is
It
glorious.
feels like two stories at
This
once.
100%
he's-
feels like two
What
stories.
the
This is-
what the
this is
HE
Jaren's-
double?
this is
This
Jaren's lightning
is
round.
the
This is-
most glorious thing.
This is,
Oh,
I
ever.
do love this though. I'll allow it.
Yes. So
This is Jaren's lightning
Infowars.
round. We'll let it go.
Infowars was the site from what I don't even
Alex
remember his name.
Jones,
Alex
That guy
Jones,
is
the biggest tool bags in the history
Oh,
of mankind.
who
douchebag.
denied deaths of people who actually died. and-
Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yep. Anyway, big douche nozzle, and he, I think he's in prison now. Anyway, he's had to
No, he's not-
liquidate.
He's
He's
not in prison.
absolutely broke all
'Cause
the
that-
way to the bottom
It
of
was
the...
a civil lawsuit. It wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't.
But anyway, he's completely broke now, and
Yep.
Infowars was auctioned off, and the Onion bought it.
with
The Onion bought it.
with help from some of the Sandy Hook families that got money from the settlement when they sued him.
Basically,
so it's
yeah.
even
So
better.
basically, yeah, they took some of the money he had to pay to take his own baloney news
yeah, quote.
platform.
Just quote.
Air quotes, they're strong ones. And oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's great. And finally, the DOJ may force Google to sell
Wait a
Chrome
minute,
and
wait a
Android.
minute. No.
Stop,
That's
stop,
enough. That's enough
stop.
for you. That's.
And I'd like to
your limit.
review Full Self Drive.
There we go. Okay.
Thank
All right.
you.
Can't believe,
Thank
can't
you.
believe you allowed
I'm
that,
back,
Tony.
guys.
No.
Can't believe
All right,
that.
my
Absolutely
turn.
Can't believe that.
I want to talk about public service announcement. Beware of fake Bitwarden installs on Facebook and Instagram right now. There are ads being pushed for fake Bitwarden Chrome extensions, and it basically pops up and says your Bitwarden is out of date. Go here, and it takes people.
Sneaky.
Yeah, it takes people to a page that looks like a Bitwarden page, and it says download the latest version here, which you should know off the top of your head that extensions are never downloaded. They are instantly applied to the browser. So anytime someone tells you to download an extension, you can disregard that as probably malicious, or at least in my experience. So so anyway, you download this, you double click it, and it basically gives them rights, all these sorts of admin rights to your computer to do whatever they want. And so as a person who has fallen victim to a similar scheme,
I was gonna say, the only
MSI
person I know who's been fallen victim to one of those is Tony. but-
MSI and stupid Google, not MSI, sorry, posers of MSI's Afterburner, Autoburner, bull crap. Anyway, I'm bitter about it.
Hold on. Let's do a Bitcoin check.
No, let's not.
Gonna do it anyway.
Well, that's unrelated to that. That was a different fiasco. But anyway, yeah, keep an eye out for that. Don't download anything that says it's a Bitwarden extension. Your extensions install automatically and update automatically from Google's official web store. So keep an eye out for that.
Oh, Tony. I'm not gonna say how much it's worth.
Is it over 90 yet?
Yep.
Did it hit a hundo?
Not yet.
Not yet.
92K.
It's going to though. Damn it! I
probably
wish I would
will.
have Bitcoin right now.
Oh, and didn't you sell your point one?
Yeah, I did. I finally did. I gave up. I gave up.
You want to know what really kills me?
I
Is I
gave
had
up.
What this is right here, Owen, is a self-own. You just self-own.
I know. I know.
Let me check
Self-owned.
this out.
I didn't even get
Self-owned.
I didn't even get. Oh, you know
I
what?
had a
I'm putting that as my tagline for next week. Self-owned.
self-owned.
It's a Jaren. He got that
Or owned.
one. Owen.
Anyway, I did 5 months ago. I gave up finally and cashed out to buy real stock.
How's that doing?
Not great. not 92,000 great. Not jumping from
Owen,
57
you,
to 90.
You did the right thing. Okay.
Jared, how can
You
you
stuck
say
it to
that?
the man. You stuck it to the man.
What man? Me?
Stuck it to
Probably just
myself?
me. Doesn't feel
Yeah,
great. Feels
you,
like
you
I
stuck it into yourself.
doesn't feel great. That's not feeling good.
All right, for my lightning round story, there is a undersea telecom cable that goes, or I think there's two of them that
Two
go
of
from Germany to Norway, and
EU and
they were
Finland
cut
and-
recently. Oh, sorry, Lithuania. Oh, one from Germany to Norway, the other one from Lithuania to Sweden. And all evidence at this point is pointing at sabotage.
Weren't they
And,
cut within 28 hours or something of each other? Or
I don't know if this
28
article
miles?
specifies that specifically.
they were cut really close to each
yeah,
other.
which is more proof.
Yeah.
But anyway, or more evidence, I should say, not proof, more evidence that supports the theory that it was malicious and that these cables were cut by someone that doesn't like information being spread around freely. They're basically pointing at Russia.
Yeah.
And if there was anyone that you would think that would probably do it at this point, it's probably Russia. But anyway, there you go. That's the lightning round. They're going to have to fix those. And if you think it's tough, to fix a cut fiber cable that's buried 3 feet underground, imagine
do.
trying to do it at the bottom of the ocean.
Boo.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. I think Owen snuck an extra one in there.
So I do
Yeah,
I
you
do
did.
have a
It's
I do have
Patreon
one.
time, Tony.
Oh.
Patreon time. Let's
it's
go.
Patreon time. Okay, sorry.
Do you have,
I have
do you,
one.
do you
Yeah,
have a
it's just-
lightning round?
Yeah, it's just capitalism versus happiness. Happiness versus capitalism. There's a country called Bhutan, and they said, "We choose happiness."
What does
Somebody
that
asked
even
them.
mean?
Somebody asked them, what's your gross national export? They said, we don't really care about dollars. We care more about happiness. And they literally became the happiest place to live on Earth.
The
Free
happiest
healthcare.
place on earth? It's not Disneyland anymore?
It's not. It's not.
Wait.
It's these guys. They
Wow, how do you do that?
free healthcare.
Where's this?
This is Bhutan. I
How are
want
they
to
paying
say
for it though?
that
how do you-
it's a kingdom still.
Happiness,
So-
Tony.
Oh, happiness.
And
Happiness can buy you
so
health care.
yeah, so free
Sure-
free healthcare.
Sure can.
Yep, free healthcare, and free education.
Free as some puppy,
And-
Tony.
And anyway, that was in an interview. The guy said, our gross national export, our gross product is happiness, and that stuck. And so then they did it. These guys stayed in the past though. They didn't let foreign tourists in until the 1970s. TV wasn't even until 99.
99?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the internet?
That'll be next
I
year.
don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know, but
So I might move there if they don't have internet.
But here's the
Sounds nice.
problem. They're taught English for free. Like they teach them English. They're super high educated. And guess what happened? They all left. 9% of the entire young population just left the country in the last, I want to say 10 years.
Did you say 9%? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Where'd he go?
I did not do that. Owen
Sure, you didn't.
Owen just clicked himself out.
He
of
just
the
self-Owened.
podcast.
He self-Owened again.
self-Owened again. Hey, Owen.
All right, it was a boring story anyway.
Ah!
Oh no!
Anyway, dickhead. Anyway, 9%. So capitalism in Australia. You can't. You'll have to edit that.
I'm not editing that. No.
Jared head.
You just self-Owen and it was the best.
I did. I hit
2 in
home.
one episode.
I hit home when I was trying to go back to the
I
video feed.
told you that's what he did.
So,
Wrong button.
all the young kids that they gave this free healthcare, free education,
They're like, sweet, let's
they
go.
all left. They all left because capitalism. They got good, high-paying jobs over in Australia, and so they didn't stay. And so their goal is to bring everybody back by reminding them of mindfulness. They took a huge hit during COVID because one of their main things is tourism. So, anyway, capitalism wins again.
I
making
want
money.
them to succeed,
You
but I
wanna-
also
know.
laugh at them for their ideals.
Oh,
I know.
It's not 9% of young people. It's 9% of their population
Oh,
as
the
a
entire
whole.
Oh yeah.
cow.
So the entire
And
Wow.
most of the ones that
Wow.
left are young people.
Yeah. That is.
So that's a big
That's a big number, right?
Could you imagine if 9 or
9%?
10% of the U.S. left?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
they're
like
a small country, but
30 million people gone.
yeah. So 9%. There's like, thanks for all the fish. You know, like bye.
Nice
Anyway,
reference.
that's it.
Cool. Interesting. That's fascinating.
Happiness
Tom.
versus capitalism.
Yep. All right. It is time to give a big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. If you feel like throwing a couple shekels our way, there's things you get. And Lando. has that.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna skip me, and I was gonna be very angry.
I was thinking about it.
First
but
of
then
all,
I saw how sad you'd be. I thought
I'm
about that.
gonna do it fast. I'm not gonna be over the point because everyone knows at this point. If you support us on Patreon, you get all kinds of cool stuff. Super secret Discord, super awesome Christmas card, access to this, the in between. The in between show is worth it, guys. That's worth $1. You get all the shows early, ad free. It's amazing. Sign up for the Patreon. And if you really like us and you really want to support us, give us $6 or more a month. And if you do, you get to make Jaron say whatever you want. Here he goes.
And if you donate $10, we promise you Lando will skip the spiel for the next episode.
Multiples of you will have
I
to
was
do
gonna
it.
say,
Do
how many
$10.
people?
Yeah.
Not just one person.
Come
Lando's
on,
not
one
that
person?
cheap. He's cheap.
No,
but he's not that cheap.
I'm not that cheap.
yeah.
5
All
people.
right.
5 people, $10 or more. I'll simmer down.
I'll simmer down.
New people, not existing people.
Oh man, he keeps
What if
throwing
they upgrade?
caveats in
What
there.
If they
lower
upgrade, they're
people
good.
upgrade?
Come
Yeah.
on.
I
I
agree.
I'm
love
okay with
those
upgrades.
people. Yeah.
I'm okay
Alright,
with upgrades.
okay.
And you got to make Jaron say funny things.
That's what it's worth.
Thank you to David Roshinsky, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and Butterball Tony.
Butterball
Wow.
Tony.
Whoa!
That's new.
My mind is
because I've been
Whipple-
posting the turkeys I've been smoking on.
Right, that's good.
on
It's
Discord.
working,
So,
guys.
hold
It's
on.
working.
Whipple Ball Tony changed to Butterball Tony.
Yeah, yes.
It's
It's
a
mind
good
blowing,
change.
isn't it?
It's a
I'm
good
gonna have
change.
to
I
take a
think-
mental
I
health
approve.
day for
I
this.
want to say that he said he was smoking a turkey too on the Discord. So there you go.
Thanks to Lambones Eula, not accepted.
You have an end user license.
If you don't like it, pay us more money and I'll stop.
Sorry, Lambone.
Sorry, Lambo. Your EULA sucks, my guy.
Jason Eatman.
We're gonna redline
Cuando
that.
escucho esta canción, mi corazón quiere cantar así. Bidi bidi bom bom. Fingers crossed, Lambo's internet cuts out. That's still funny. You know who else is a Patreon? My mom, Be the 8-year-old, Michael Shane, Tony the Home Theater Geek, Travis Johnson, Buy Geekshow Arcade Helpdesk stickers at Pine Man Graphics on Etsy. All proceeds go to Lee George Cade's medical bills. Jeremy, No Name, No Color, Keslow, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz. The in-between rating plus 15. According to the map, we've only gone 4 inches. DP, Wesley,
What is that?
Adam,
Dumb and Dumber?
Stuart
Is that a Dumb
Lloyd.
and Dumber reference?
The problem with society is meatballs is tasty and Game Pass update plus 100.
Wow.
I almost did another one of those. I almost did another one of
There's
those.
one
but
that went out today.
I know. I did. I passed on it.
That's for arcade, Owen. You
I
can't skip
know.
that content.
You want me to put it on there? I can do
course.
it. Just,
Yeah,
it
I
seemed,
think
we
you
had a
should.
full. We had a full docket. I didn't want to.
No,
You know?
screw the docket. Screw Jaron's review. This is more important.
I don't have a
No, I-
review.
I do.
Screw Tony's review. This is
Oh, no,
way
I do
more
have a
important.
review.
No, you
Yeah, I
don't.
do. You're right. Thanks, Lando, for reminding me.
All right, that's the end of the show. Thanks for downloading. Thanks for making it to the end. Sorry about this, all of this.
What?
Yep. But
I-
hopefully you had a good time.
Don't feel loved or appreciated anymore.
Me neither.
That's
Oh, and-
invalidating.
Oh wait, no. This is Lando's. Lando, why don't you take us out?
Yeah, if you own any crypto, guess what? Now's not the time to sell it. It's time to hodl. Be an end user.